Hello dear doers, welcome to this new video on asset management. When we invest in assets with significant amounts like a computer or car, the accounting best practice is to use asset depreciation. It's an accounting method of allocating the cost of an asset over its useful life or life expectancy. For example, the life expectancy of a car is 7 years in Belgian GAAP. So we will depreciate the value of the car during those 7 years, which means that every year or every month, depending on the depreciation method, we will have to book an entry to decrease the asset value in the balance sheet and P&L. In Odoo, it's possible to fully automate this process, and let me show you how. Okay guys, let's go in the accounting application to see how to configure the asset management features together. So the first thing you need to do when you want to automate the creation of assets based on your vendor bills is to create asset models in your database. So to do so, you go in the configuration menu and you will have at the bottom the asset model menu available. So you see I've already created a few. So let's go in the first one and see what it looks like. So in the asset model, on the left-hand side, you always have the information of the depreciation method. So you can choose either straight, declining, and then straight. The duration, of course, it can be either in months or years. And finally, the pro rata temporis, meaning that Odoo will take into account the bill date to compute the first depreciation method. On the right-hand side, you will have the information on the accounts that you will use in the depreciation entries. So the first one is going to be the fixed asset account. This is the account that you will use in the vendor bill to book the amount in the balance sheet for that laptop that you bought. The second is going to be the depreciation account. So those two accounts will be the ones in the depreciation entries. So the ones here, this one needs to be in a non-current asset or fixed asset type, and the expense account, of course, is going to be the unexpense. The journal, finally, of course, to finish the configuration. Once you're done here, you need to do a second configuration in the fixed asset account to automate the creation of the assets. So I will click on it, make sure that you have a type non-current asset or fixed asset to see the automation tab available here. Once you're in the automation tab, you have different possibilities. You can either not automate anything, create it in draft, or create and validate. If you create and validate, you see that the asset model field is mandatory, so you have to put an information here. And whether it's in draft, it is not mandatory, of course. The last feature available here is the manage items situation. So giving you the possibility, for example, when you book a vendor bill for multiple computers at once. So you have bought 2 computers, let's say. When you confirm the vendor bill, automatically Odoo will not create 1 asset, but 2. So it's based on the quantity that you have booked on your vendor bills. I will not activate it here, but know that it's there for you for use. So now that I've done my configuration, let's go and create a new vendor bill to see what it looks like. So I'm going to upload a new bill that I had for my computer. So as you can see here, I'm going to let the OCR work. And from the PDF, of course, going to take all the information to book in my vendor bill. In combination to the algorithm that Odoo has, it will adapt and put the proper account, which is going to be our fixed asset account for my laptop. So we have all the information available for us. Make sure that you have the fixed asset account booked in your vendor bill, because if you don't, you will not have the asset automation. I'll just have to confirm my vendor bill, and automatically what Odoo will do is generate the asset that you will see here in the Smart button. So you have access directly from the bill to the newly created asset. Let's check it out and see what's inside. So once you're here, you see it's already validated because I've configured it in my database. Once you're here, you have all the information related to the purchase and the asset configuration. So you have the original value, the acquisition date, all the information from there, the method, the accounts that I will use in my entries. The related purchase is available in the tab, so you can always have access from the asset to the related vendor bill. And the first tab is, of course, the Depreciation Board. So you have the information of all the depreciation entries that are booked and will be booked for the asset depreciation. As this one was from the past, you see that already all the past entries are to be automatically booked at their accounting entry. So the following ones will be, of course, booked automatically thanks to that. So these represent already accounting entries. And if you want to see the details of those, you go in here, the posted entry smart button, and you will see the details of all the accounting entries. So let's go in one. So here, let's go in the following one for end of the month. As you can see here, these are the proper accounts that I've configured in my asset model. So on the debit side, you will have the expense account, and on the credit side, you will have the depreciation account that I've configured in the asset model. As you can see, this move is configured to be posted automatically at the accounting date end of July of this year. Okay. What is also important that you have in Odoo is the depreciation report. So to access it, you go in the reporting section, and you have the depreciation schedule report available for you, giving you the possibility to see all the details of the existing assets that you have in your database. So as you can see, you can put the hierarchy and subtotals filter, enabling you to see by account, financial account, how are structured your assets. If you take it out, of course, you will see you only have the list of assets available. In the you will have the characteristic of each asset, so the acquisition date, the first depreciation, the method, and so on. And of course, the value at each beginning and end of the period. So if I choose here 2022, you have the details for the posted entries only, but you can choose also to include the unposted entries to have the details. So let's say I want to have first of 2023 to see how it has increased, like this, and apply. As you can see, the amounts will change and adapt. That's how easy it is to configure your asset management features in Odoo. Thank you for watching, and ciao a tutti.